Well, I'm going to give you a reality show versus a doom and gloom show, but the reality show is going to be doom and gloom. And I'm going to give you some facts. Maybe you haven't heard all these facts elsewhere or what. I don't know what the heck the other people are saying, but I know it's a lot of drama, but I'm going to give you reality all the way. First off, the writing's on the wall, the writing's on the leg, whatever you want to put it, however you want to put it, but the stock markets are basically being pushed up on margin. There's an extremely low participation rate. You know, the stock markets have been climbing up. Now that I know they've been climbing down, they've been getting hit, but you have not seen nothing yet. And I don't know if it has anything to do with the blood moon or what. I know that's one of the things that's been out there. I didn't see it last night because it was really cloudy and rainy, but, you know, whatever. I'm sure it did its blood moon thing or whatever. But I'll tell you something else that's on the horizon that coincided with that blood moon. The Chinese yuan has been approved as one of the special drawing rights currencies. But in exchange, they're going to buy Boeing jets or something. You know, that's one of the deals. But, you know, that was one of the things they were talking about, that when Chinese yuan becomes a special drawing rights currency, that's going to start the beginning of the end of the dollar. Now, I'm going to tell you some more things about the dollar, actually, even why it's been how it's been propped up recently, and probably something you never heard of anywhere. I doubt it, because I don't follow the other silver channels and what these guys are saying. I tell you, I look at a lot of things, but it doesn't mean we're not good players. You know, in the United States, we can freaking still thrive and survive whatever's going to be coming up. But let me talk about this market deal again. That the market participation rate is extremely low. That's what's been going on, and the markets were always rising. Now, I know they see the markets coming down, but they should go down to at least 6,500. They should come down to at least the low level they were at, where they started this going back up. I think the low level was in March 2009 was when it hit bottom. That's where it should actually plummet to. Probably not a 50% drop, but a 70% drop. Sounds crazy? Yeah, we will see. We'll see. But that doesn't mean we're not good players, and we could still freaking thrive and survive in this kind of garbage that's going on. The other thing is, you know, there's been record high margin debt, and margin debt is what's been fueling the markets themselves. And what's been going on is people are just so confident, or you know what's going on. The Fed has actually been propping up the markets. It doesn't mean they can keep propping up the markets. And I'm going to get on to some of the stuff that's going on with the policies that have actually kept the dollar up. Really, what happened, why the dollar's been propped up for so long, or how it's been propped up, is that there was a huge bet against the dollar in trillions over the last several years. And when the Fed propped the dollar up, it created a short squeeze, and it forced those people who had a huge bearish bets on the dollars that it would fall to buy the dollar. But the thing is, the dollar's been in a long-term downward trend, and what we've seen over the last 3 years is a upward 3-year blip. It looks like a long time because it's been 3-4 years, but the thing is that we have not really broken that downward trend in the least. Okay? Not in the least. So anybody that has faith in the dollar long term is a complete idiot. I know there's people out there, it didn't look right, it would be the right decision in the last 3 years, but that is definitely still not the unbroken trend. The dollar is in a downward trend. And you know what that means? You know, when there's a death of a nation coming up, and maybe it's deliberate, USAs might be being murdered on purpose, it's like what the lady's wearing on the hat. And, it just means that men go to war, And it does fall on the minorities and the whites and everybody else in this country. Whatever. I guess that includes, the whites and the minorities. That's everybody, right? But, it's everybody. It's everybody. It falls on everybody. That's probably what's going to be coming up. We're coming up to more severe hardships in the United States than we probably seen in the Great Depression. That's no bullshit. That's not candy coating nothing, and that's not freaking. It's obviously not candy coating anything, but it's also not trying to freaking tell you some bullshit where I'm exaggerating this. I am not exaggerating this in the least. You ain't seen nothing yet with when these markets come down. They're going to come down a lot harder than what you've seen so far. This is the beginning. This is just the beginning, and I'm not playing doom and gloom. You know, the other things that are pointing to problems is that there's a very, very low velocity of money. You know, it's like people aren't spending money. I mean, they're out there dancing in the street with their funny headdress on or whatever they got and wearing orange on Halloween, but they're not spending money in a productive way. Whereas, so for instance, you know, the baker has to gets $5 for selling bread, and he has to go buy some more flour, and then he goes buys it. You know, and the store has to get some more from the farmer. Now, it's not that type of stuff that's going on. The velocity of money is actually extremely low. The participation rate in the markets is very low. I'm repeating that again, but it all bears repeating. The price-earnings ratios totally suck. As a matter of fact, because there's low interest rates, what the companies are doing a lot of times is buying back their own stocks to prop up the price. That's partly what's going on. But then, in short, there's a lot of web bot trading going on back and forth. You know, with it's totally artificial. And when they do pull the plug, it's going to be Fast and Furious, like the movie, except only times 10. I'm going to tell you, though, that even though silver took a hit today, and I think palladium and platinum are going to take more hits because of the economic situation, the white metals, that white metals group, the palladium, platinum, and silver, are going to be the ones that skyrocket the most, even more so than gold. They're going to be the ones that are going to go right through the proverbial roof. No doubt about it. And you're going to be so freaking drunk with money, it's going to be beyond belief. But you know, the thing is, the problem is with most people is when they get money, they waste it. And, you know, you should always freaking stay true to the absolute nuts and bolts of what really you need and not freaking go off on all these. Because, you know, these people that get money, they get these highfalutin egos and shit like that, man. That's your number one downfall. That's why lottery winners always lose their money within 2 or 3 years, and that's why they stop doing the one-time payment, because you know what happens with those people. You know, they freaking blow it all, man. They try to play big shit, and everybody's their friend, and everybody's up their ass. But in your case, you know, if you make a lot of money on silver or metals later when it does skyrocket, it's going to be a one-time windfall, so beware. Beware. Don't be drunk. Get drunk on those riches, because you're going to have some serious more problems in the long run than you'd even had if you didn't have the investment in the first place. So, anyway, also want to talk about the damn housing market. You know, Donald Trump is actually talking, you know, he's talking about he's high in a hog, he's worth $10 billion. He probably is by real estate prices that are currently on the market. But, you know, did you know that commercial real estate has been inflated more in commercial real estate? Not talking about residential, commercial prime real estate, the type of stuff Donald Trump has. It's been inflated more in the last several years than it was back in early 2007. You know, when it hit its peak, like say late 2006, early 2007. It's been inflated more now than it was back then. You know, he's actually in a precarious position because real estate has its big cycles. He's not going to lose all his money, but he could lose a significant amount of it. That guy might be pretty much legit. Well, he's not perfect, but nobody is. But that guy's probably pretty legit. You know, at first I was thinking he was a ringer for Clinton. I don't think he is, to tell you the truth. I don't think he is. It's the best hope we got, to tell you the truth, right now. But as far as like what's coming up, we got some serious doom and gloom because, you know, the next time, what's been going on with the housing market with these super low interest rates, you know, as soon as they raise the interest rates, and if they have to, they probably will have to, most people are going to lose their houses because of their mortgages are tied to interest rates. They don't have fixed mortgages. The other thing is, most people, there's the housing market's going up, and there's fewer and fewer home owners. I know one thing. Back during the housing boom, people were buying the biggest house they could afford by monthly payment. I never did that. That's for sure. I keep it real simple. Real simple. As low maintenance cost as possible and other bullshit. I don't screw around. But I could survive any kind of freaking climate. It doesn't matter. But people got that big ego, and they get drunk with their money, or they get drunk with the markets, and all of a sudden they actually get in more trouble, more upside down than they were in the first place if they didn't have the investment. So that's a word to the wise about how this silver is going to play out and how they might have a problem. Now, also, I want to get on to something here, and I want to sneak it in on this video. Now, this is not a commercial, but I see things different from a lot of people, and I'm not a lemming. I'm not one of the ones that goes off the cliff with the rest of them. Maybe that's a bad example because of what I'm about to say, But the situation goes, this saying here is like, 100 motherfuckers can't tell me nothing, because that's basically what the hell it is. And you can say, yeah, I'm stupid. I want to talk about this batterizer product in a way. This was off of Grey Wolf's Survival blog. I'll point to the link on it. This guy was military in Afghanistan, Iraq, and he was a government agent. How to run your electronics on dead batteries, the jewel thief. Basically, your batterizer is a jewel thief in miniature. Their patents, I looked up their patents. Now, I'm putting this out there because I think this is going to be a handy invention for, but you don't buy nothing now. I'm not telling you to buy shit. Wait till I prove the deal. Okay? Wait till I prove it. Don't wait. Don't go even risk your money. I risk my money, right? I'm going to get some more of these freaking things later, the D-cell ones. But the product is actually the old jewel thief, which is in an innovative design. And just as what they were telling you, it says here, this is the guy. Now, this guy wrote this blog over 2 years ago. And, just when all these fucking engineers from Russia and Slovakia and Poland and Germany, which I'm thinking are a bunch of goddamn communists, are freaking screaming that these are bullshit statements the batterizer is making. There's this guy who wrote this over 2 years ago, and he has nothing to do with that product. Did you know that the typical 1.5 volt AA battery is usually considered dead when it's down to anywhere from 0.9 to 1.3 volts? He don't have nothing to do with the product, but he's saying the same damn thing. This is over 2 years ago. It's a well-known principle. It depends on your device uses, and so it means that almost 100% of the batteries out there have been thrown away as dead when they really aren't dead. And he says that, furthermore, I'm not going to go over this whole thing, but he says basically most batteries are dead when there's 20% used up. So, you know what I'm talking about? Survival is also having shit like this on hand, because if you got batteries for shit that you need to run flashlights and your, whatever you got, your CB radio, any of your whatever that requires batteries or whatever, you freaking want shit to last a lot longer than it needs to, than it would be normal. But this jewel thief is a proven circuit that's been around. You see them sold all over eBay. The batterizer is a jewel thief in a patented design, miniaturized. And let them scream all they want, but I already got there. I could tell you one thing. I recognize financial scams. Even if these guys got, $387,000 in crowdfunding, that is a pittance compared to the salaries these guys can draw. These aren't kids 21 years old or 18 years old coming up with some new fact. These guys have been in business for decades. They got degrees. They could draw salaries over that. What are they going to do with $387,000? Split it 6 ways and run off to the freaking Cayman Islands? Yeah, right. Anyway, I just want to put this out here because I could also see what would be financial incentive to do something and what would not be financial incentive to do something. So I'm the type of person, I'm telling you, I'm going against the grain all the way, and I stick to my freaking weapons all the way. And I fire back at these freaking anti-American freaking haters that hate American innovation, like as these guys developed in Batterizer. It's not a commercial, but I'm pissed now because the more they piss me off, the more I fight back. So instead of making a separate video where these assholes can target me, I'll throw it in here. Whatever. So they'll still target me. I don't give a shit. But anyway, it's a jewel thief. That's what the fuck it is. And of thieves, you got to watch out because I'm going to tell you one thing. I had a cousin of mine that stole. Oh, it was a whole collection. It wasn't there, man. And it was like I didn't want to get involved because my mom was too upset. It was actually when my dad died. My cousin was up there. He fucking stole a whole complete collection of rare coins from the 1800s. Well, my dad was dying in a hospital. Like a fucking weasel. So I'm going to tell you right now that, when you got this kind of shit, your number one outlaws can be your in-laws. I'm going to tell you that. That happened back in 2000. I didn't get into all kinds of shit because I didn't want to upset my mom and all this kind of shit. But it was like, that motherfucker's on my shit list forever. I'll tell you that right now. But, be that as it may, that's some other important advice because when you got these physical goods, you got problems. And friends and family can be your number one problem when the shit goes up. So don't be afraid to protect what's yours. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say about that deal. But anyway, good times are actually on the way for us. Because, I'm going to tell you, when this freaking when the commodities go up, the price of gas is going to go way the hell up. And I think motorcycles are going to come way back in, too. And I got my Harley with the 50 miles per gallon that don't even get 50 miles per gallon per EPA, but it's all souped up and it gets 50 miles per gallon because of the way the thing's set up. And it's still a hell of a lot faster than stock. It's good enough for me. I'm probably going to get a windshield for it so I can use it even all year round in Florida. But, it's all how you freaking take it in stride, man. And things are going to be coming our way in a different way. As long as you freaking got your shrewdness up, you got your guards up in the right way, and you're watching out for shit coming from left field, because all that doom and gloom crap these guys have been talking about in the silver world, it's coming about. It's starting to come about now, and we ain't got hit with it yet. We're going to get hit with it really hard. There's going to be at least a 50% correction in the markets. At least. When these margin calls really start hitting hard, that's going to cause an avalanche. And like I said, Soros got his bet on it's going to happen it's going to happen this year. This year. Soros is going to be rolling in cash. Unfortunately, I hate that piece of shit, but he's usually right. So just hang on, because the wait is not much over. I know people are getting bored with this silver shit. It's actually going down today along with the markets. But it's not going to get a 70% hit like the fucking markets are going to get. But that's what they're going to get. The market's going to get 50% to 70%. They're going to go down. The Dow is going to go down to 6,500. You're not going to see silver's already taking its big hits. This shit is taking a hell of a lot longer than I expected, too. But when it starts to hit, it don't take long. And you ain't seen nothing yet, man. You have not seen nothing yet. So anyway, stay chill. So if you got to ride a Vespa to freaking, around, save some money, no problem, man. I mean, if you're a chick, you could still look hot with a Vespa, whatever you be riding. You'd be riding your scooter. And remember, I wish I had this damn product in my hand, but, I'm going to find out about this batterizer freaking shit for real. They were advertising that you get at least double energy out of the batteries, 2 for 1. Sounds good for me, man. I always like 2 for 1 as long as it's good stuff, Like, as long as it's not 2 Berthas, 2 hot blondes is better than 1 hot blonde, as long as they cooperate. But, as a matter of fact, things are coming, and, I think the silver markets, they're going to go bust through the freaking roof. when they start moving. I don't even think the 50 is going to go. They're going to go. The thing is, I'm wondering about the 100, but I think the 60 to 75 is going to be easy. But long term, it can go anywhere, man. It can go anywhere. If we actually have a serious collapse in the United States, which might happen, if you look at some of those forecasts, the population forecasts in the United States, because the United States has become a freaking land that everybody's freaking so dependent upon government and bullshit, that if the government freaking does collapse, most people are going to die, and the economy is going to collapse. I ain't going to die. I'm going to be fine. And I think a lot of my listeners are going to be fine, too, because I know how to work, I know how to do things in the real world. I'm not afraid to do things in the real world. And I do know about this kind of financial crap, too, because we'll find out. We'll find out because you're going to see a lot of shit happen by the end of this year for sure. I think it's actually going to start happening in October. Big time. I mean, this next 30 days, you're going to see some serious freaking shit happen. That's going to surprise you. But that ain't going to be the end of it because, like I said, all these type of things, they lead to other events. And, people go to war, man. People go to war. And that's what's going to happen. And you know what happens during wartime? Commodities go way the hell up. So I'm here to fight the power. I'm here for the people. And I'm here against all these anti-American assholes that are, constantly tearing up the United States. Because, even though our leadership is a pile of shit, the American people aren't a pile of shit. That's what it comes down to. And right now, I tell you, I think Trump is legit. He's not perfect, but I think he's legit. And right now, he's probably our best shot for straightening shit out. But he's going to have a lot of freaking problems. I can tell you that right now. So anyway, fight the power and stay true to the cause.